Stop talking about it. It's working.
How about that?
It's working.
You're live in real time.
Hello, YouTube people.
Well, hello, you YouTubers.
Yay.
You're
It's
out there.
working.
So
Okay.
again, the 2.
It is Crazy Wednesday.
Slightly clumsy from our perspective, but you know what? This looks better than it has in quite some time. Kind of glad to say.
Oh my gosh. We finally got it to work.
What do you know? I feel like
our camera. Okay, so if you're following the drama of our camera,
trauma is the word.
Our camera is still not working on YouTube.
It will not connect properly.
But
it
anyway,
just kind of like screws up and hangs and
we're making do.
So if you're watching on both platforms, as some like to do, and hey, power to you, more views, right? Appreciate that. Then you're going to find a different perspective because it's literally a different camera. But we do have an outboard webcam. We've got it set up so that it actually is at a good perspective. It's not hanging right there looking at my nose or anything kind of stuff. The lighting looks reasonable, like again, for first time in a while, that kind of stuff. But it looks a little different, which is kind of funny. That's what's behind all that. All right. So I am spending the first 5 minutes talking about tech. I don't intend to spend, more than that, unless somebody really wants to know. So which actual...
We'll also talk about how hot it is.
What actual webcam are you using, Paul? Well, I'll go over there and look at it and tell you. The one that was advertised on Amazon and got a lot of 5-star reviews, that's the one I'm likely to be using, right? We can help that little issue too. So this is
YouTube.
Okay. We're getting a lot of headroom, but actually the color is quite nice today. Wow.
Well, it's an improvement over last week, but anything would have
been.
And
the week before, anything would have been.
Yay.
Yeah, there we go.
So we have the air conditioner blasting, and it is still like 150 degrees.
I took care of everything, including a little liquid refreshment. Very good when it's hot, right?
I'm happy with it.
Boy. But the one thing that we don't really have is air coming right at us. Let's remedy that right now.
Well, I started to plug in the fan, and then I ran out of time. Yeah. Anyway, how is everyone? What's going on? What's going on with you? We're all about making a film, which is its own. The film is a comedy, but making the film is a total drama. So that's why I said things are crazy around here. But we want to hear what's going on with you. I need to think about something else. So please tell me what's going on in your life.
You getting this?
Yes.
Good.
I can. Hello, Alan and Elizabeth. They're on YouTube. Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you.
All right.
Great food and bev.
The important people are here. So
yes,
yay.
Definitely. Oh,
hi, Mom.
Someone named Linda. Hello. Has shown up.
Yay.
Boy, how do these
I'm
look?
so glad to see all of you.
Wow. You go through like hours in the day, then you take a look at your glasses and you're like, these are opaque. Jeez, dude. Huh. Take care of this, will you? I usually clean these like 3 or 4 times a day just because. And on a day like today where you go to the upper level of the house and you're like,
hi, Michael. It's America's Dairyland. All
pretty
right.
much fits up there, I tell you. I took the digital thermometer up because I said, how the hell hot is it up in the attic today anyway? And on the floor, anyone want to guess? 105 on the floor. I'm like, what's it up in the rafters? 122 F up there. That's FU is what it is. Whoa. Yowza.
Yeah, I was up in that attic today and it is hot.
It's pretty
Hi,
stiff.
Errol. Good to see you.
Pretty stiff, I got to tell you.
Dentist day.
Dentist day.
Oh, Lisa, you're back on Facebook. Hello.
I had dentist day on Monday. This is really boring talk, I know, but the simple fact is it was very odd because I have never seen this happen at my dental office before. He has no technicians because he says they've all left and he can't replace them because people are just getting jobs closer to home, blah, blah. And so he said, I will be cleaning your teeth. I'm like, when's the last time you did that? Like 30 years ago?
Errol says felt
40 years ago?
20 in the hay barns in my youth. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, that's heavy. And it's not what they call the desert heat. This was humidity. It's like, whoa. I was building sets on Sunday, and it was probably all of maybe 85, but 85% humid. And after a while, I was like,
crazy.
I have no energy. This was really socking it to me. And I had to get up early the next day to truck into the
get some birch boughs and call it a sauna. I love that idea.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, hot there too, Julie.
Why are we not out there in our great tiki room? Because it's probably 100 degrees out there right now.
It's gonna bubble like tar pits. Oh no.
Not enough ice to take care of that, Jack.
Man,
Wow.
that's crazy.
Hey, speaking of which, do you need a cold beverage?
I
some
do.
kind?
Oh, Lisa,
Would be nice.
it's over on YouTube too.
Hey.
Michael says, "Can you imagine being a bat up in the 122 with a fur coat?"
Yeah, I think
Any smart bat would be out of there.
you'd be a dead bat, as I think.
Yeah,
you know, like a bunch of rotting bats in your attic.
Hi,
That's
Jamie.
not a nice image. I'm just saying. Oh boy.
Wackadoodle Wednesday. I like that.
Whoa.
We might have to make a drink called Wackadoodle Wednesday.
Well, we are talking about crazy stuff, and this is a crazy week for us because it's crunch time.
Oh.
I'm using as many hard C sounds as I can.
Jamie, Paul has a bourbon drink for you.
Oh, I do. Let's see.
Yes.
And a bourbon in the bottle for me tonight. Woohoo, baby. Well, guess what? Do I have a good one for you, as a matter of fact? Do I have a good couple ones for you?
Do you want to go first or should I?
Well, I usually go first, and I think you should because I'm still getting my bearings. I'm usually running into these things a little late because it's like last minute details, took care of everything except for no wind coming at us. Well, I got the fan.
All
Better.
right.
Doing great.
All right. So I have two would-be classics. I say would-be because they're from a vintage bar book, but no one's ever heard of them. So
Which vintage bar
in the
book
last
is this?
50 years. From Bar Guide.
Bar Guide.
By True, the men's magazine.
True, the men's magazine that brought you such fantastic stories as Weasels Ripped My Flesh. It's a really fun idea, and the book is great. We've displayed that on here before, and one of our correspondents in Texas, was it Aaron, or actually found a copy online and picked it up. Wow, this is good. Our copy is seriously falling apart.
Yeah,
because it's early 50s paperback.
From the 50s.
The glue is quite dead. Thank you.
What's so funny? I think of it. I'm like, oh, this drink's about 50 years old. I'm not like, no, this drink is like 70 years old. So
like 1950 is this book. Seriously, whoa. So here we go.
Anyway, so I have two that are very similar to each other, actually, but I liked the names.
I like the names.
So, I was referencing craziness before.
Crazy.
So this drink from Bar Guide by True, the men's magazine, is called Up in the Air. So to make Up in the Air,
all you do is
I'm going to follow their recipe, which might be a little weird, but
we'll
fix it.
Once you taste it, you can fix it. I'm looking at that. I'm saying.
So I'm going to start with 1.5 ounces of gin.
Balance on this should be close, but you could correct that very easily. We look at these things and we say, pretty good. Sometimes it's so far off. You're like, I'm not even going there. I'm not doing that. That's
1.5 ounces of gin. I'm using Spirits Lab, which is local to
us. This is our local. No, that's not stupid. That's a nice gin.
And okay, so I know the rest. I
also
got
about
this.
90
so if
proof.
You want to read?
Okay. Yeah, be glad to. Yeah.
Oh, you want to? Okay. Doug says I desperately desired a gin
and pink.
Oh yeah.
No tonic.
No tonic.
Tonic syrup, club soda.
Oh jeez. We picked up tonic the other day. Oh, Gettysburg Mam's in bed ridden all day. Oh, feel better.
Yeah, please.
Feel better.
Definitely. But flip that right on its ear, please, if you would.
Okay, so
do your best.
1.5 ounces of gin, and then it calls for 2 teaspoons maraschino.
Gin and pink. Is that also the one known as gin and it? That's interesting.
Cap was pretty tight on here.
All of these sugary liquors, particularly with like heat and cold waves, going through.
2 teaspoons.
This is a bar spoon, but that's a reliable teaspoon, folks. But definitely. So I know the idea of like, we don't have that in the house. I was checking things out and took a look at a drink that looked really good. And I'm like, I don't have half of that.
I'll put it in here for now, but then we got to get rid of it. And then it calls for 3/4 of an ounce fresh lemon juice.
And what if I do?
So, bonk.
I've really been drinking quite a bit of fluid today.
Fresh lemon juice.
And have been outside minimally, just like, take care of some laundry kind of stuff. Did some grilling at lunch. That was enough sun.
You went out to buy ice.
Oh, I guess. I've been out like 3 times today. What am I saying? Yeah, geez, I've been out a lot.
All right.
But I decided to eschew mowing the lawn.
Ice, which
not happening right now.
Well, it's not like it's growing because it's like
fierce heat out there. Everything's it is looking kind of brown. So I'm like, whatever, let it ride.
Oh my God, I keep dropping all that ice that you went out and bought.
Clumsy.
All right, so shake with ice. I'm just going to leave the spoon in there.
Leave it, what the heck.
Oh, Peychaud's bitters. Got it.
Peychaud's and
Got it, Doug.
Okay, I
All
got
right.
that. That's a good idea because there's something called pink gin, which I believe is Angostura. You take your glass, put a shot of the bitters, coat the glass, toss the
I'll
rest,
take a.
and then add your cold gin.
I'll take an iced glass if you don't
We
mind.
happen to have two of them right here, don't we?
Thank you.
Yes. Would you like an umbrella?
Why not? No, they're out there. They're out in the.
Incorrect.
Oh, you brought them in. Oh, okay.
Incorrect. I have
Fine. I'll have
pink
an umbrella.
right
Thank
there.
you. All
Yes.
right. Strain.
The rest of them are out there.
A cocktail glass. I'm gonna put my extra in here.
Oh, you got a sidecar.
I got a sidecar.
Hello.
And then I'm gonna garnish with
Come on,
a
if I do.
twist.
She likes hers.
Because I have
The
a
twist.
bunch of. You know what? I got bigger twists.
Yeah. Most of these drinks
Give it a
don't
bigger
call for
twist.
it, but a drink like this would always benefit from a twist, wouldn't it?
So this is
Never a
Up
bad
in the
idea.
Air from Bar Guide. Bar Guide by True the Men's.
You got to say the full one.
Oh, that's good.
Yep. You were thinking you might want to add more maraschino to balance it?
I don't
or-
know. I like it.
See what we got
The
here.
Spirits Lab is very botanical, and I'm definitely getting
It
the
is.
gin. So
Ooh, that's nice stuff.
thank you. All right. Someone's like out there
I was working on the house next door. Oh, they're taking the siding off at 8:15.
at 8:50 in the evening.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Get ready for some noise.
Yeah. I'm okay with it until the power tools come out. He's currently using what looks like a chisel. Oh, he's making good progress too. Aluminum siding. It's been there for a long time on this house, I'm sure. What's underneath there? Oh, this is interesting.
It's only interesting if they can see it and they can't.
Voyeurism. Insulation. How about that?
Nice wife beater.
Oh,
that the
yeah.
guy's
Yeah.
wearing.
It is kind of a nice wife beater, isn't it? Ah, jeez. Anyway, I think they're actually checking out what's underneath there so they have a clue. And then they'll bring in the power tools.
All right.
And away we go.
So you need a drink.
I need something, don't I? Well, let me take a look at what I'm doing. I think the first one, there was a request for bourbon drinks. I had this guy. That would be this one. And we're talking about Crazy Week, Crunch Week, all this sort of thing. How about the Nutcracker? I think people could react to that visceral image pretty easily.
Oh yeah. Okay. So Jamie, someone bought the house
Yes.
and has basically torn everything
Everything
out.
Everything
Out of it.
Started
So-
with like the roof. Just got a gang of guys up there replace the roof. Saw the guy who bought it say, hey, like good job up there. He's like, yeah. Started with that. Next to go is the siding and the windows. Well, next to go was the porch, and like all that stuff was ripped out there. And then they definitely ripped out the kitchen stuff. So it's happening brick by brick.
I would feel sad because I always hate when an older house, when they take out the vintage details. But kind of the guy who bought it before got rid of all the vintage details. So whatever.
I think the one thing he hadn't gotten rid of was the cast iron sink.
Asbestos under the aluminum siding, hence the midnight removal. You might be right, Doug.
I'm seeing what looks like.
Oh God!
It was
Yeah, could
actually
be.
aluminum packet, so it seems a little more contemporary than that.
Oh, boy.
Now, you want to talk asbestos? That's what's sheathing this house. That is asbestos. It's tiles. I've heard that basically they're extremely stable. Don't crack the tiles. Don't mess with them, and you're perfectly fine. And I'm like, I'm not paying anybody to remove that. This is extremely durable. That'll stay there for another
I
100
actually
years.
like the way it looks.
It is nice look.
So we'll just paint it, and
It'll take a coat of paint,
whatever.
fine.
Yeah.
I'll put a better coat of paint on than the beige that's on there right now. I'll tell you.
Whoever ends up with the house after us can deal.
You
if
can
they don't
deal
like
if you
it.
care. But basically, every single contractor is going to say this is asbestos. You should leave it alone. And you know what? You should. Makes the house look nice. What are you going to put on? Vinyl? Vinyl tile. People love that stuff. I forgot an important ingredient. I'll be right back.
Don't trip over any cords.
Unless you retrieve the orgeat.
Oh, sure.
Should be right where it lives. Made orgeat today because we were out. So, what the heck? I can start this sucker up anyhow. Let's grab this shaker. Ice that baby up. Baby up, baby up, baby up. If that only fit, it would be so nice.
Well, you know.
Well, you know. Can't have everything, you know. Okay.
Lisa has you on the TV. Wait, hold on. I was reading a comment.
Just a minute there. I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. There we go.
Lisa has you on the TV via Facebook and Apple. Oh,
hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. 2 ounces of bourbon. This is the Nutcracker. This is designed to be, I think, a real fall drink.
I was going to say, it could be a
Certainly.
Christmas drink. It's
Certainly
the
with the brown goods. And I thought, yeah, this is not quite in the season right now, but heck, it looks good. I'm trying it. So, boom.
See, if you change it slightly, you could call it the Nut Cruncher.
The Nut Cruncher. The holiday Nut Crunch, which is what people experience around that time of year. There we go. Let's see. There we go. That's easy. Half ounce of hazelnut liqueur. Happen to have that right here. The Fratello. This is not what comes with it originally. This bowler hat comes from a bottle of Booker's gin. But it's cute, and I wanted to keep it. So, half ounce. That's about right.
Hi, Jennifer. Good to see you.
Calls for half ounce of amaretto. We happen to have biscotti liqueur. I think that'll be close enough. The flavor profile has quite an almond kick, and it's quite nice.
Well, you're also putting in orgeat.
Yeah, so this is going to be like almond, nutty.
Well, that's why it's the Nutcracker.
That's why it's a Nutcracker. Come on, get out of there. Being careful so we don't get a big splotch of it. I need half an ounce.
This drink will be extremely nutty.
Extremely nutty, folks. I might even gas it up with some bitters. Interesting.
Toasted almond.
Toasted almond, yep. There we go. It's about that much at the half ounce.
I like almonds, but I'm not sure. I think this is going to be too much almond for me in a drink.
We'll find out. Balanced by bourbon.
Oh yeah, Gene, got a thumbs up for the Rebel. Yeah.
All right, 3/4 ounce of lemon juice.
I am eager to try it.
What else we got going on here? Oh yes, requires an egg white. Well, we have something fun to try out.
Well, an egg white is optional. Yeah. If you're horrified by the thought. But of course, he has to do the egg whites. So stand by. All right, what's everyone drinking? Even if it doesn't have alcohol, that's totally fine. But I'm curious. Hi, Eric. Good to see you. Yay. I'm so happy we sort of got this going on YouTube this week. They still don't know what's wrong with our camera. Wait, Paul just left. Like the house. Are you back?
I'm in.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you went next door to harass them or something. Oh, Lisa's mom's watching. Hi. Oh, the world's best mother-in-law. I love that. Well, hello. Thank you for joining us. Oh, hot tea. Yeah, I feel better, Gettysburg, ma'am. That sucks. I haven't left the house, I don't think. Well, I mean, I've been outside, I've been out back, but I don't think I've left our property since Saturday because we have to COVID test before this film because the union won't let us make the film unless everyone COVID tests.
I know we're still in these times. So, we're still with variations going on. Stuff is like going up and down all over the place.
It's so annoying.
Anybody out there who thinks that this sucker is done and gone is enjoying a pipe dream.
Cherry lime fizzy water sounds great.
Ooh, sounds good.
Perfect in the heat.
But many industries are just dropping it. Like my company is not requiring masks on the floor. Broadway has done away with the requirement. So we're just in the industry that says, no, you really have to continue doing this.
Eric's having rum and 7-Up.
Maybe it's wise. So the last ingredient you add is an egg white. Now, if you're like, I don't know about raw eggs, don't bother. If you are vegan, you get a great option. Get a can of chickpeas, drain it, retain the water. The chickpea water.
Aquafaba.
Has a name. It was given a name by somebody at the New York Times, I believe. And you actually shake this up and it will fizz. Like, oh, you know what? I need to do a dry shake. Good thing I got a second glass here.
I don't know why it wants you to do a dry shake. That's weird.
Probably to like energize that egg white. Here we go.
Energize the egg white.
So there you go. Without ice. That's called the dry shake. So boom, 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 boom. That's fine. Leaky too. Super. And then we switch over to this guy.
Yeah, so you dry shake it and then you shake it with ice.
Pretty hard.
Oh, some Reese cup therapy. That sounds really good, actually.
Boom.
I've been craving sweets. I think it's just anxiety.
Yeah. These things get you like that.
You
I
know.
was craving ice cream before. Had some. It's
Oh
good.
no. We
Yeah,
did have ice cream bars.
Hot day.
earlier.
Good idea.
Yay.
Absolutely. So we have, come on there. I will take one of those round glasses over there. Calls for an old fashioned. This is a perfectly nice old fashioned type glass. For all of you
you're gonna want to
fans,
dust that out a little bit.
for all of you fans of retro TV, this is a real Don Draper style glass there to throw your bourbon into. I'm going to shake that a little bit more.
Go for it. Yeah, anxiety would do it.
Okay. Oof. And of course, I got that in there nice and stiff.
Completely
There we
stuck.
go. There we go. They say like strain over ice. I'm like, I'm just going to pour. And this is quite full too. How about that? Now check out all the foam. That's from the chickpea water.
Wow.
And it works pretty much exactly like
Hi, Ryan.
exactly like your egg white. But wait, there's more. You're not done yet.
Oh,
That is not too sweet.
Michael says I'm not drinking,
worried.
but I wish I was having a Singapore sling.
Oh, now
That's a good one too.
That's a classic gin tropical right there.
Yep.
Little fresh nutmeg on top. That kind of makes this of a classic soda punch. I do like the actual nutmeg nuts, the real fresh. That really makes a difference.
Oh yeah.
A lot of times I'll say,
Those are
what the hell?
nice.
Who the hell cares? This is really nice. And, you know, I'm going to add.
It is a
Lemon
great
peel.
day for a Singapore sling. Ryan, you are correct.
It's a great day for a Singapore.
Errol says Lisa's phone is hooked up to the TV, so I'm her stenographer reporter. You want
Is
a
that
straw?
from- Nope. I'll take that as is.
That's good. I
Isn't
like
that quite nice?
Yeah.
This is quite nice. This is a
I thought it would be way
great,
too much almond for me, but
great
it's good.
fall drink. The balance is surprisingly good. That was like 3 different kinds of nutty things. You had the almond liqueur. You had the orgeat almond, and then you had the, what's the other thing that was in there? The hazelnut. 3rd kind of nut. If you have a nut allergy, stay away from this one. Just saying. We have to give you fair warning by law. And but otherwise, I would say this is if this is say October, November, weather's starting to turn, leaves are starting to turn brown, you're like, oh, there's a nip in the air. You'd be really happy with this thing over here.
It'll be here before we know it.
Yeah, it will. Here we are with like 95 degrees outside, and I'm enjoying this right now. Also, because it's cold.
The drink. I thought
Nice
you
thing.
meant it's cold outside. I'm like, very funny.
No, also because it's, well, I'm missing an antecedent there, but this is the one. So that's it. This is called the Nutcracker with all that spicy stuff in there. There you go. Nutty. And the balance is quite good. I was a little concerned about all that sweet and that little amount of lemon. I thought I should get like another 1/4 ounce lemon, but no, I think it's doing fine.
It's
And
good.
I like the egg white.
Yep.
And this is not egg white. It is the actual aquafaba. So this is actually a vegan drink. Huh? Really? Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
vegan.
it is, as a matter of fact. So there you have it. It's a good one. So who was actually
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, Marty Gold.
Marty Gold?
Yes, good
Yep.
eye, Jamie.
Good checking there. Yes. Oh, it's Jamie using with the bourbon drinks. There you go.
Yeah,
Boom,
yeah,
boom, boom.
yeah. It is a good album, right?
Marty Gold. There's Marty Gold and Morton Gould. Same label, both on RCA. And Marty, half the time he's doing like very easy listening kind of stuff, very background stuff. And half the time it's like pop hits of the 60s, which are a lot of fun. And sometimes it's one of these sound spectacular type things like Sound Around Us. and there's a lot going on, and it kind of works the old Corvette's hi-fi. So that's recommended, absolutely. Morton Gould does a lot of light classics, but eventually it works the same way. Yeah.
Lisa's asking if the Nutcracker is a Christmas in July drink. I like that.
It is now.
I could, yes, I think that.
Well,
let's call it that.
Christmas in July seems early for a jolly holiday.
Hi, Abra. Good to see you.
What with all the hurly-burly?
Hey. So I have Up in the Air, a gin drink. Paul has the Nutcracker, a bourbon drink.
Hey, bourbon drink.
My next drink, spoiler alert, is another gin drink that's a lot like this one. But they're both from Bar Guide by True,
the men's
magazine. We got to find a copy of True, the men's magazine, so we can do ratings from it. Some live broadcast.
Somewhere I have a copy of the issue, which is the origin of the term "weasels ripped my flesh." It's a great picture. Was not used for the cover of the Mothers of Invention album. They used a picture by an artist named Neon Park. He actually took his inspiration from a Remington Electric Razor ad. And you can see the original ad, and it's really hilarious to see all those parts fall in. That's an album that's mostly live. That's about half live, actually. But the live stuff is great. Really, really great.
Well, mine's almost gone.
Yeah, well, you know.
Made it slightly smaller than usual, so I'm going to make another one.
I decided to go for something that was slightly larger than usual, and you know what? This ends up.
That was a good call. It was a good call. Something big.
It was a good call. It wasn't that much fluid going into this, and you're like, really, this is a pretty substantial drink. So kind of nice. And I do like the fizz is like the foam is holding up really, really well. Again, it's not
aquafaba.
Yeah, it's not vegan egg white, but it is the stuff that acts as such. You can take this, whip it up, drop it on a cookie sheet, throw it in the oven, and you've got meringues, and they are
add sugar.
Add sugar.
Yeah, add sugar.
Indistinguishable.
Hi, Shane. From egg white. Good to see you.
And actually, we were at a place. It was the Rhode Island Distilling. Actually, their tap room there.
That's funny. Michael says a Nutcracker better have Frangelico in it. It has like everything but. It has like every nutty thing but Frangelico.
Well, I got Fratello hazelnut, and I've got Faretti Biscotti Famosi, and I got Orgeat. So is that enough nuts for you? I tell you, you'd like this.
Did you use the toasted almond bitters?
I didn't actually. I decided
doesn't need it.
I decided it was like
doesn't need
almond enough.
All right.
Good stuff coming through. But yeah.
I'm ready for my next one.
Say hi to Shane.
I'm just going to say I did.
Hello.
I'm just going to say
Hot Canada. Wow.
I'm going to be a nervous wreck until our entire cast and crew gets their COVID tests back. So I'm going to have another drink.
Chances are both of us are going to be in a different orbit until we are on stage, like on set, building it Monday. We're loading up.
Well, knock on wood that we're doing that, because that will mean nobody has COVID.
Bing.
All right.
Yes, of course. But we're going to be loading up a truck Sunday, and I'm going to be exhausted. I'm going to get up really early, and I'm going to get there and meet our scenic, and we're going to build this sucker. And when this thing starts to look like something, we'll send pictures.
Abra, Lisa says hello. She can't comment because her phone is plugged into the TV. But anyway, hi, Abra from Lisa. Okay.
If you're watching both platforms, you're seeing a slightly
macadamia liqueur is good. I like that, Doug. That is a good one.
Trader Vic's sells a macadamia liqueur.
Yeah, they do.
It's very good. It comes in a really funny bottle too.
Oh, no, I like the Nocello. That's really good.
Yeah, Nocello is very nice.
That's good stuff.
We actually have some in here that we made.
Oh, that's right.
And where is it?
Some walnut liqueur. We did make walnut liqueur.
Yep.
It was actually really good. I hope it still is. There's not much left, actually.
It looks terrible. It's all the sediment because this was actual nuts. And it's probably kind of stuck up.
We did add booze, so it shouldn't be all moldy.
No, this is boozy up. It's just sort of an oily slick because of the nut oils. But
kind of oily slick.
I'll give that a try.
Oily slick.
How are we doing? Let's see here. The flavor should keep. That's the whole idea behind making a liqueur. Yeah, That's good.
All right. Well, good.
Tastes like nuts.
Good to know.
Doing fine. It's not. It does. It looks like it's growing something. This is just all sediment from the walnuts. It's horrible. I should shake it up.
Contains a glowing substance that fell to Earth, presumably from outer space. In our next life, we'll have more room behind the bar.
I'll have an elevator for real.
Okay, so my next drink. All right.
For my next trick,
I'm slightly feeling the first one, but
I'm not feeling this yet. But we're getting there.
Not enough.
We're getting there.
Not enough.
And Jamie,
for what we've been going through.
Jamie, who requested bourbon. Boy, would you like this one? Yep. Dig it.
I like it. Okay, so my next one, also from Bar Guide by True, the men's magazine, is called Fine and Dandy. It also contains gin, which just makes me think of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf when Honey keeps ordering brandy drinks. She says, never mix, never worry. So I am using 1.5 ounces of gin again.
Spirits Lab gin.
Spirits Lab again.
This is 90 proof, by the way. It's got a little extra going on.
It's from Newburgh, New York.
We actually have visited their facility and their tasting room, and they mix up some really nice stuff on premises.
If you find yourself in Newburgh, go to Spirits Lab.
They have several premix, sort of like bottled cocktail type items. Very good, worth your time.
Okay,
you kind of have to go there to get them too.
It calls for 3/4 ounce of Cointreau. I'm going to use this Aranchello. How would you pronounce this?
Aranchello.
Aranchello.
Yeah.
It's an orange. It's kind of bitter, but I love it. It's an orange liqueur that we recently found.
If I can get this open.
Recommended to us by the good folks at Mid-Valley.
The orange liqueurs have a lot of variety. Some of them are very one note. Some of them have more dimension, like your Marniers, etc., Cointreau. And this one, is really focusing on a very orange peel flavor, sort of like a bitter oil flavor. Sometimes it's very very fruity and very sweet, but this one is more of a dry hit to it, which is nice. And
then 3/4 ounce fresh lemon juice. This one was actually in parts. Mm-hmm. So it was 2 parts gin, 1 part Cointreau, 1 part lemon juice. So
this is the Fine and Dandy?
Yes, this is Fine and Dandy.
So you figured out the parts.
We'll see if it's Fine and Dandy in just a second.
Those proportions should work okay.
It should be all right. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a... Yeah. I thought I could put this big hunk of ice in it, but...
Hello, Vanessa.
Hi.
Maybe it's rain brandy. Ah, that's right. The stuff in the bottle? Yeah, it kind of is. Well, no, it's a nut liquor.
All right.
Here we go. That's the stuff. It's interesting to look.
Are you going to use that iced glass?
I am. Wait a minute.
I'll use it if you're not.
I was, but it's yours.
You could put another one in there.
Because I could put another one in there right now. I've still got a little to go,
That was cold.
Oh, man, that's cold.
Sorry, and brandy.
Let's see here. This is highly suitable, I say.
Okay.
I get a little dusty in there, Oh, wait a minute. I like this one even better. Oh, I like this even better. One of these guys. However, it's quite sticky.
Well,
okay.
Why is it sticky?
I can't even tell you, but I'm going to clean it. That's what I'm going to do.
I try, but ultimately, I have other things to do besides cleaning the bar. Strain into a cocktail glass. Wow, there's a lot of extra in this one. Must be ice melt. Okay. And I'm going to use another lemon twist because I've got a bunch of them. All right, this is the Fine and Dandy from Bar Guide by True, the men's magazine. It's just fun to say that.
Did you say True, the men's magazine?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, this is good.
And that's a simple thing. It's 3 ingredients, right? So it's gin, the orange, and the lemon. And so it's so simple that the orange liqueur is critical. If you had a really cheap orange liqueur, you'd say,
well, you know
tastes
what?
Okay.
I am enjoying having the bitter orange in it.
Yeah,
It's like you don't need bitters.
You don't need the bitters.
because it has the bitter orange.
it's got that
Would you
orange oil note to it, which is very different.
Oh, that's
And if you have like a Grand Marnier Grand Gala type liquor, that's a brandy base. What's the other one? The dry curacao,
yeah.
which is a
Oh
brandy
yeah,
base.
yeah. The Ferrans.
That will give
the
you a
dry
different
curacao, that would
dimension
be
to it.
good,
A lot of
yeah,
notes going on in
yeah.
those. This is why Marnier is so popular. You could take it straight over ice. It's also, I think, 80 proof, and just enjoy that as a dessert drink.
Yay.
Add a twist, sour it up a little. Good idea. So, like adding that type of thing to this is good, but I'm liking that orangello. I know there's like 100 orange liqueurs out there. Some of them are quite a bit different, and yeah, they're worth trying.
Well, I feel like the Grand Gala is close enough to Cointreau for me that I don't buy Cointreau. I don't feel the need to buy Cointreau.
I was finding it to have like a very Grand Marnier profile. It's simpler.
See, I feel like I can tell Grand Marnier from those two, but I feel like those two are so close to each other. But
I was really saying to myself, I'm getting that idea. I think Gala is really aping the Marnier.
This is getting me where I want to go.
Also quite a bit cheaper, so that's actually a real point to it. But I do recommend the Gala. We usually find that for about 20 a bottle. It's actually quite a good orange liqueur for the purpose. I'm not going to say I'm not keeping Marnier in hand, because there are certain things where you're like, yeah, I want that. It's a good thing. And hey, straight up, it's like we just picked up a bottle of the Barrow's Intense Ginger liquor again. Hadn't had that in a while. And that you can have straight over ice with a twist. It's a little sweet, but you can also like throw a little lemon into it. But the fact is, it's got this intense hit from the ginger, and you can just sit there on one big rock on a hot day and have that and be like, oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So we've
even with a little bit of soda.
You could go to YouTube and check out our episode shot at their plant in Brooklyn.
Yep.
They just grind up a ton of ginger and infuse it. This is what they do. It's all fresh ingredients. Wow. And like the place, it just kind of just smells of ginger. You're like, whoa, So
I like ginger, so I'm okay with that.
I love ginger. I will use ginger in cooking and in drinks constantly. And I will use that as a sub for a lot of other liqueurs in mixed drinks, because I think that it adds a dimension I like. It's a great variation. It's a great variation on an orange liqueur or like another fruit liqueur. And it gives you that fire. And if you're going to go like for a gingery fire hit and you want to add some other hot stuff, sure.
Errol said Lisa makes excellent ginger candy. That sounds amazing.
We have crystallized ginger, which is a very good drink garnish or something to drop in. Gee, I feel like I could drop a slice of that in here and it would not do any harm whatsoever.
No. Or this. That would be good in this.
Yeah.
Actually.
Would you like
a
some?
Bit of No. I'm enjoying this as is. But you could add some. You could add ginger bitters.
Wouldn't hurt
To this. That would be good.
We do have the ginger bitters.
I'm gonna leave it because why mess with it when it's so good?
When you have achieved, maybe you're done. That's the thing.
I think it's achieved.
We will frequently prototype drinks around here. Sometimes before we go on the air, we sort of make it up in the mind and say that should work, and we try it and we say, yeah, that does work. And sometimes we say that almost works, and you just keep goosing it.
Yep.
And you try like version 2, version 3. Sometimes you just nail it shut and you're like, write it down. You're there.
Sometimes you have aversion. I have aversion to this drink.
I have aversion to not having a drink in my hand,
Never mind.
Certainly on this show, because. But I understand all the, mixologists of yore who would spend hours tweaking the drinks. Now, quarter ounce here, quarter ounce there. Doesn't make a difference. It really depends on how many things are in your drink.
Oh, that sounds really great. Michael says, last time I was in Las Vegas, I had a Tuaca press in one of those big plastic containers. Wow.
What's this here?
You can get some really big drinks to go there.
Oh.
It's like New Orleans that way.
Yeah, I recall being when we were in New Orleans, and this is now going back 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah. I remember it was a pretty rough morning because it was a pretty rough night before. And I said, I'm going to get up slowly, but I will get up because I'm not here to lie abed. And I got myself going and I walked to the event hotel and there was a pop-up bar right there, and I'm thinking it's very early for a drink, but they were serving tuaca. I said, that's interesting. Well, what drinks do you have to go with it? Well, we have a coffee drink, like brewed coffee, tuaca. I'm like, that sounds awesome. And I had that. And then I walk over to, I think I've told this story before, walk over to like where the elevators are. And there's a gentleman in a white jacket who says, would you like some beignets? I said, I'd love some beignets. And a little tuaca coffee drink and some beignets. And I was like,
I didn't get any beignets.
Straightened out. I was like, wow. And I kind of felt like you made these right here at the hotel. I don't need to go to the famous place.
Canton would be amazing in a Moscow Mule.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Great.
I would absolutely add the barrows.
Do it.
We've had the Canton. It's very nice stuff. There's that stuff that's like the King's Ginger. I've never had that. That's probably quite a nice kick. You know,
I haven't had that.
These really serious ginger
Canton
liquors.
In a Moscow
they're all
Mule,
good ideas.
Really good.
Try it out. Try it out. Tell us.
Amazing.
But I would try that in a second because like a gingery hit, like an extra ginger hit to the mule, bang, please. You could add the ginger bitters. Good idea. You could add a slice of fresh ginger. Good idea. Please. Kick it up. Kick it up.
So many options. So many options if you like ginger.
Moscow, the revival of the Moscow Mule is the reason that a lot of places around the country keep ginger beer on hand. It used to be really an unusual ingredient. You were able to find it. There was one company that still made it. I had read about it in certain books when I was younger, and I was like, what the hell is that all about? My mother told me that my father used to like ginger beer. Oh, so we found it. There was a company called Old Time that produced it. That pirate on the label. And you taste this, and it was like ginger ale, but like fire. Like, whoa, this is great. So that was a good idea. I believe Old Time is long gone, but somebody picked up the IP and is making it. And I think it's the same company that makes Good-O soda and some banana soda and things. Take a look at like the Latin section in your supermarket.
Soda.
You might find that on the shelf. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I would have to try it.
I'd have to try it. There's also a company that makes mate soda, mate tea. How about that?
Huh.
That's
Okay.
definitely
I could see that.
Definitely a south of the border flavor.
Yeah,
And mate tea is extraordinarily popular. If I'm not
banana soda
mistaken.
scares me a little bit.
There we go. Mate straw.
Yep.
Bombia. So yeah, we keep those on hand. There's a long history behind those, although those are more recent than the ones we've had for ages. So
True.
very popular.
So
Still enjoying this, I tell you. This is something which is seriously a fall drink. Bourbon, all that nutty liquor, like some foam on top of it. I'm like, yeah, but I'm liking this a lot. Liking this a lot in summer. I'm just saying.
I'm thinking and hoping liqueurs do not spoil, Errol says. We have Trader Vic's macadamia. Try it. You know, the worst that could happen is it's lost flavor, but
my experience with that is the whole idea behind the liqueurs is that they will hold the flavor. They do have a shelf life. 10 years, try it out.
Yeah, try it.
We had some stuff that we bought maybe 9 or 10 months ago that was more fruity forward. And I tried it recently, and
flavor.
Yeah, the flavor got shot. And there was something that we got that was what was that? Floral bitters.
Oh, the hibiscus.
Hibiscus bitters. They were really good, but you had to use them and you had to keep them in the refrigerator because the flavor would definitely go off. It did.
Michael says it sounds like it would be good on a t-shirt. I have an aversion to not having a drink in my hands. That would also be good stitched on a pillow.
I like that. I'll make a lapel badge that says that.
Stitched on a pillow on your sofa.
Hilarious. That's great. That's great.
So I'm about to change the subject.
Please, if you would.
What's everyone watching? Because Paul knows where this is going.
Yeah.
My favorite show is back for a new season, Girls 5 Eva. So I've been binging Girls 5 Eva and Loot with Maya Rudolph.
Oh, that's
so
hilarious.
What's everyone watching? I gotta know.
Girls 5 Eva and Loot are hilarious. They're a lot of fun.
So
Girls
good.
is coming to you from Peacock, and Loot is coming to you from
Apple TV.
It's like so many platforms are going to tell you who's making it these days. But yeah, that's where you'll find these things.
And then I'm about to go to Facebook jail. But I also watched the first episode of How to Build a Sex Room last night on Netflix.
Hello.
Have you? Have you watched that one?
Anybody?
That's nuts.
By
But anyway.
by sex room.
Oh, the liqueur has never been open. You should be fine, Errol.
Well,
it's never been open.
Let's put it this way. You will not have any issues with having
try
like
it.
extra oxygen in there, which does actually deteriorate things. You might find that the flavor is going off anyway, but the simple fact is, crack it and try it. That's the thing. Now, if you have a bottle of liquor, like, oh, I have this bottle of bourbon from the 60s, it's still sealed. Unless the cork dried out and you're shot, then you're fine. You know,
Yeah.
it'll last basically forever. Liqueurs, you know, they're designed to hold flavor. Some of them will hold flavor for a really long time. But drink it, because when it's gone, it's gone. That's a simple fact.
That's right.
So, you know, how to build a sex room means what they say. They're talking about what you're thinking, and you're thinking, huh,
Well, you
I never
slept
thought
through
about
it,
that.
but-
Yeah, I completely missed this. Clearly, I need to go back and check this out. If you're saying to yourself, I don't have a sex room.
Well, it's like it's a home improvement show.
Yeah.
Where they go in and build a room for you. It just
It-
in the first episode
has a
happened to be a
purpose.
sex dungeon.
And it's a sex
It
dungeon.
was entertaining.
Here we go to jail, you know.
It was,
Boom, boom,
yeah,
boom.
exactly. I'm going to
We're
jail.
talking about this.
But
You know, Facebook and YouTube are reading our comments right now and going, they're talking about sex. Ooh,
no,
yeah.
we're not. We're talking about a Netflix series.
Yeah, I'm not talking about sex at all. A series is talking about sex.
But anyway, whatever.
Anyway.
No, you know, we've only got like 12 people watching. So
You know,
hopefully none of them will report us.
we have the usual gang here. So
All the important people are
all
here.
of the important people are in fact here. And it's looking better than it has looked in some weeks, because I said I would not talk the entire episode about tech, but we've improved things
Okay, hold on.
and it's looking nice. So
Carol says, Facebook jail. Lisa and I have watched the Andy Griffith show. I did notice a correlation between Otis in jail and Lisa in Facebook jail.
Otis,
Oh.
Andy, just put me back in. I can't take it
Oh,
anymore.
That lapel badge should have Nick and Nora Charles on it.
Yeah,
Yes.
seriously.
Yes, it should.
I can't imagine not having a drink in my hand. Cocktail?
Oh, the bear.
Cocktail?
Okay, Jamie says The Bear on Hulu. Best restaurant themed show.
Hello.
ever. Okay.
Ah.
You know, I'm sort of
Take the recommendation.
playing musical chairs with
Mhm.
our like I'll do a month. I'll pay for a month on one platform, and then I'll get rid of that platform and pay for a month on another platform. So we'll do Hulu next,
This
because
is
we
what-
have Hulu, but we just don't. It's dormant because
Yeah.
I don't like to pay for too many
Well,
platforms.
this is
at
what
one time.
everybody is doing. They're just
I know.
like they watch all that there is to watch on it, and then can it for a few months, and then go
Well,
watch somebody else.
Netflix is losing
And
viewers like crazy.
I think that the simple
Oh.
fact is all of these platforms know that they have to keep cranking out the content to keep the eyeballs.
Lisa says she'll show you the ropes, Kelly.
Let
I just see like a whole prison film happening here.
let me tell you something. I'll reinsert this. All of these platforms keep cranking the content because they know they have to keep the eyeballs
Yeah.
going, and that's
Why do you
why.
think they're doing a show about sex rooms?
And that's why there's all this production happening in our backyard. That's why
Well,
there
that's
is.
the thing.
That's why there's Hollywood
That's
on the
why we
Hudson
lose our locations to
to
HBO.
HBO because they need the content like Matt. I think so. We actually have opportunities. You have opportunities as an actor to actually work, etc. I'm like, good. That's the way that things
Yep.
might just want to be.
Oh, Only Murders in the Building. I haven't watched that, but when we get Hulu
Ah,
back,
okay.
Julie. Yes. Yes.
All of you Hulu watchers are hipping us
We
to
gotta
what's
get Hulu
happening
back.
on there. We are still
Oh, okay.
Good Doctor, Reservation Dogs.
Yeah. Okay.
Ah.
Great. Okay, Michael. Yep. Love.
Oh.
Copy that.
I like the title Reservation Dogs and the reference there. There you go. Quentin Tarantino makes a restaurant picture, you know?
All right, good. There are a lot of things I want to see on Hulu. It's been piling up. So
There are things.
that'll
There are
be
things.
next.
Every one of these platforms has a couple of ringers that you want to watch.
Yeah, they do. So you have to
And to watch it, you have to pay for the month. So it's like, look,
Yep.
but I think they're hip to the idea. They throw out 20 episodes, you can binge it, boom, done. And if you cancel it after that, they're going to have to come up with
Well, I
another
don't
series.
cancel it. I don't actually cancel it.
Yeah, you put it on hold. You don't have to can
Lisa says she has her own Facebook jail number.
it.
549.
I gotta love that. I gotta love that.
Oh God, hilarious.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
The things you need to deal with. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you don't actually.
You don't cancel it as much as you put on
your
hold.
account doesn't go away.
No.
You just don't have access.
Well, here's
And
one
that's
big
fine.
here's one big trick though. Like if you're interested to put it on hold, you tell people, I want to cancel my account. See what the platform will do for you. Every time you try to, you decide that you're tired of getting the newspaper, you're like, yeah, I want to cancel this. Suddenly they're like, oh yeah, how about like we reduce the price to $3 a month? Boom. Okay, sure.
Yep, that usually works.
There's a little ninja trick for you.
When they say, why are you canceling? It's too much money. Well, what if we took some money off? How much money are you taking off?
What are you going to throw at me anyway? Now, these are the tricks of the trade these days. I know. What we have to deal with in our complicated world where things happen here, there, and the other time.
I don't even want to count up how many subscriptions I have.
We have a bunch of things, and if we're not using them all up to their utmost, we're probably spending too much money. Perhaps you are as well. It's always good to review these things. I don't think that you should be throwing your money away at things that you don't use, because
although this would be a good time to say thank you to our Patreon patrons.
It would be,
because that's another subscription they have.
Well, however, like, look, things that you could use if you tune in every week, you enjoy what we do. If you decide to sponsor us on Patreon, and you are, well, you're getting the value that you get out of that.
Well,
there
I
are
hope so.
benefits to it.
If there's anything else you need, Patreon patrons, let us know. Let us know.
But we do provide at several levels, and patrons levels start at $5 a month. Patreon.com/velveteenlounge. If you're saying to yourself, you're watching on Facebook and you're like, I appreciate what you do. I could give you a few bucks. There's a little tip jar right at the bottom. And this is the only time I will mention this during the show.
Yes.
Those who are watching on YouTube say, I don't have that.
We're not going to continue shilling this entire video.
Yep. Well, it's like YouTube is still giving us grief, so we don't have the tip jar on YouTube. That doesn't mean that we don't appreciate it if you can find it.
Eric, I don't think Lisa's in Facebook jail now because she's actually on Facebook. So I think she was sprung.
She was, but she's been
sprung.
She got out of stir.
She got out of stir.
They let her out eventually, They can't keep her here forever,
Yeah, you sound like Glendora's mommy.
Or daddy.
Come
to think of it.
That's true.
Big fun. So all of these platforms have some merit. It's all been fragmented. Some complain about the fact that you no longer have 3 networks and we're not all watching the same thing simultaneously.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to call it a positive effect.
Lisa
that there's more content, more places.
Patrons and love it. Thank you.
Oh, excellent! Thank you. That really, we put these out there. We don't necessarily get the feedback, so that means
we have a few patrons watching this evening, and we want you to know that we appreciate you very much.
We really do. I mean, you get
seriously more than you know.
You get unique content for being a patron, and I hope that all of these shows and all that is enough. Is enough. Like we try to give you some value. I've seen
once we've made this movie, we can give you more value.
Yeah,
we gotta make a damn movie.
I will tell you something about the whole movie making process. Many of you have been asking about various aspects of it, and I will say that the simple fact is, you want to start with a budget, but if you've never done it, you don't know what it is. So in order to figure out how to budget, you basically need to do it, spend the money, and say, "Oh, that's how much it costs." You don't really have a budget the first time. You have what I spent. The next time, you've got a budget. So it's like, how much does it cost?
I have to read this. Lisa's talking about being sprung from Facebook jail. Big Daddy Earl sent me a cake with a knife in it. Oh, hilarious.
Oh, just imagining Big Daddy showing up there. I'd like you to give this cake to my baby. Hey, Earl. There's nothing in there, is there? You didn't put anything funny in the cake, did you? No, it's just a cake. I swear, boss. Yep. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it to Lisa. She needs some cake, I think. She's looking a little thin. Yep. Okay, blah, blah, blah. So she gets the cake, gets the knife, and springs herself out of stir. Bye.
That was very boss hog of you.
I was a regular watcher.
Oh, thank you.
I was a regular viewer of the Dukes back in the day.
Patrons love you.
For good, bad, or indifferent. And of course, I've seen Cool Hand Luke a number of times. There you go. Boom, done.
It's a file, not a knife. Let's be specific.
It's a file.
Let's be specific.
Come on. She's not trying to knife somebody. She's just trying to, like, move a few bars around so she can slip through. Just saying. Woman in prison movies.
Ooh, good.
Oh, boy. This is gone.
Women in prison movies. Well, you have another drink to make.
I do. Oh, thank you. Another patron is chiming in. Thank you very much. That is a patron at the Glendora level. Hello.
I need to see Sarah Connor. I was told she was here.
I would like to see Sarah Connor. I had a manager at one point who actually started saying, "I'll be back."
Shaking that here, boss.
When she would leave, but she wouldn't say it like that. She would say, "I'll be back." That was actually fun.
Oh, we heard Arnold on the radio this morning.
We did. Yeah, radio was
he was like doing exercise tips. It was really
how to actually
weird.
eat well and develop your pectorals, that kind of thing. It was a mashup.
It was like a lady's thigh exercise because he's like, ladies, this is how you exercise.
This is how you get your
thighs
thighs in shape.
Like, oh.
And it was a mashup that was
creepy as
an
hell.
exercise Arnold thing laid over It's Raining Men by the Weather Girls. It was actually pretty hilarious.
It was hilarious. But
this particular DJ really likes these mashups. Every single week he starts his show with a version of Freebird. And then he goes on and starts playing weird stuff. And it goes on and on and on like that. If you'd like to know the radio station, I'll tell you, WFMU.org. They will play virtually anything in the world. Highly recommend the Kids Show. So.
Oh, yeah. Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern
time.
Double dip recess. He's played Glendora.
He has played Glendora.
He's played Glendora song twice.
I'm telling you. You want to hear Glennie sing?
I'm happy to give him a shout out. But yeah, double dip recess on
Roger
WFMU.
used to have a co-host, but he's running a solo these days.
Yep.
And he is working overtime.
Yeah,
we're going to delivering high.
You up.
You up. Yes. Hans Franz.
That's exactly what it was like.
All right. What am I doing here?
Hans and Franz. Okay. So Paul's next drink.
For my next trick.
Is the Moonquake Shake.
I was thinking about this craziness sort of thing and how, that is frequently associated with our satellite, the moon, Luna C, etc., etc. So I was looking through the bar guides, and this is the latest version of the Mr. Boston Guide. Provided both my drinks today, Nutcracker, and this one's the Moonquake Shake. I thought Moonquake sounds kind of great. So we're starting with something I don't have.
I'll be back.
Facepalm. Anyway, Shot of Dark Rum.
Which kind of dark rum would you like?
The one in your hand. We only have one kind.
No, there's also the El Dorado dark rum. I'm just saying. No, Plantation.
We do have Plantation Dark. True.
Just
okay.
Saying.
This is calling for a heavy dark Jamaican rum. That's what we're talking about here. Give me an ounce and a half. That's an ounce and a half.
Give me an ounce.
Give them.
I'm gonna pump you up.
This is like the tactile sensation. This is much warmer than the bottles in here because it's coming from out there where it's 100 degrees. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I went out I write every morning, and I like to write in the tiki room if I can because it's a semi-outdoor environment. Went out there early this morning. I'm like, it is too hot to be out here. First thing in the morning, already too hot. So yeah, no. Mm-mm.
All right, half ounce of light rum. It's getting very low, so I want to drain it. But you know what?
That is low.
It didn't drain it. Jeez. Recycling tomorrow. I'm going to get rid of this bottle. I'm telling you.
Friday. Recycling Friday.
Holiday?
No, recycling's on Friday.
Well, Friday early. I put it out tomorrow.
Today is Wednesday.
Yeah. I'm going to put it out Thursday night.
Yeah, but we can have drinks tomorrow that use that.
There's like an ounce left.
Right. So we can have that tomorrow.
I'll kill it. Don't worry. So what else goes into this thing?
You don't have to put it out until tomorrow night.
Half ounce of coffee liqueur. Happen to have some Kahlua right here. That's a good idea. This has been sitting there for a while, but actually it opened up very easily. How about that?
it's the little things.
The original recipe on this called for coffee brandy. I don't have that. That is apparently the basic state drink of Maine, which is very strange. So I'm just imitating the flavor by using
I've only
a
been to
base
Maine
liquor
once.
and some of this stuff.
Tip it, Paul. Tip it.
Come on,
I've
come
only
on,
been
come
to
on,
Maine
come
once,
on.
so
There we go.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to just take
Swear.
your word for that.
Swear.
It's not like when Spalding Gray wanted to write who felt being in California or any warm weather distracted him from writing. Normally I love the heat. Like I'm all about summer. I'm all about warm weather. But I went out there this morning. I'm like, dang, it's hot out here already.
What's the quote from our friend Donna? Africa hot? I mean,
yeah,
really.
yeah. I was like,
and that's not like a slur or anything. Africa's hot. So it's like when we had the greenhouse out back and you go in there like, this was like well beyond sauna. It was really like, it's dangerous to be inside here right now.
Every time you say that, all I can think is, I bless the rains down in Africa. Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. All right, so this calls for a quarter
Freaking
ounce of
hot.
lemon juice. I'm trying to counteract this coffee liqueur. So we'll see if this is enough. Might not be.
Okay, wait. Errol says, found through farming when I was younger, the key to beating the heat is starting early. Obviously cooler in the morning, but you can acclimatize, unlike stepping out of the AC at noon. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I hear you. The contrast. It's like summer. I've worked.
He wanted to go to Russia in the snow because it would help him concentrate on writing. I don't need to go that far.
Seriously.
I don't need to go that far.
I do not need to go to Siberia. I've worked actually 18 years in the financial district of New York, and I will tell you, summers there, certainly when you get into Thermidor, August, you would leave the building to go to lunch. I hate eating at my desk, really.
Wait, Lisa says, isn't that the syrup they used on Mad Men?
Which one? Oh, no. No, this is Kahlua.
Oh, yeah, the Mrs. Butterworths. Yes, I know what you mean, Lisa, when she puts the Mrs. Butterworths. Yeah.
You remember?
Well, she pours the, you know what it is? It's the Angostura rum.
I think it was rum jumbie, the bottle.
Was it? Yep. Okay, but there's also the Angus. Yeah. Okay, rum jumbie.
We got a bottle out there right now that looks exactly like the one that they use.
But I know what you mean. And she pours the rum over his pancakes.
And he tries it, and he's like, "What did you use on these pancakes?" That's hilarious, isn't it? Great.
Oh,
he's
Maine,
like, I use
Maine
Miss
is lovely. Gettysburg, man. The one time I was in Maine, it was the dead of winter, and I have never in my life seen snow that high.
Oh yeah,
it was over my head, which is the only time I've ever seen that.
You don't get that in SoCal. Just saying.
You really don't. But you don't even get it in New York.
No.
Maybe Buffalo.
Well, Rochester has a tendency to get some pretty high snow.
In New York, but that snow was high.
Oh.
It was literally over our heads.
I'm going to try this before I proceed to see if the balance is right, because I think this is going to be off.
Hot town, summer in the city. Yes.
Now you're talking. Hums of Love Spoonful.
93. It was, when was that? It was 2009, 10-ish. When we went to Maine.
We went to Maine?
Remember?
Oh,
remember? Yeah. We were in Maine.
We were there.
It's a long story.
And I was wearing canvas shoes, and my feet were starting to freeze because it was really cold. We were there on a mission to pick up some materials. I think this was what you're saying, 8, 9, maybe 2010, within that range.
Yeah.
A few years. I'm going to add a tiny bit more of this because I want to balance it out.
And they had carved out. It was like the maze in The Shining, because they had carved out tunnels you could walk through to get to their house, and all of the houses were like that. They just had tunnels that you could walk through. Like ordinarily, it would just be like you shoveled your walk, but since it was Maine, it was like snow tunnels, like The Shining. Oh, Snowmageddon! We've had a few Snowmageddons. Oh, wait. Okay. Julie says, years ago, drove to California, hot summer. stopped in Indio for lunch. I've never had the heat take my breath away like when we got out of the car.
Indio.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Inland Empire, Indio.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
We've actually
yeah.
cruised up 10 after Tiki Oasis, which is in August. So you're already into it, and then you're go inland, and you're
I
like,
forget which
oh, wow.
highway Indio is off of, but
Wow.
yes, I know what you mean.
Yep.
I do know what you mean. My drink is broken.
I'm using the big hunk ice because I can.
Big hunk of ice.
Got a big hunk ice with you. Okay.
Okay, so
Wanna shake?
he's making Moonquake shake.
Yep. Shake with ice, straight into a cocktail glass. That ice is not actually uncombobulating, but it's getting it very cold. Watch this thing.
It's
actually
like
frost
it's
up.
maintaining its shape.
The great thing is that this really works like a shake weight. It's really hitting my abs right now, you know? So
The shake
you got to
weight.
counteract these drinks somehow.
Oh, okay. Eric says, I remember Snowmageddon 2010, and at night enjoying the display of arcing electrical wires. Oh, jeez. Oh, man.
We saw a fantastic display of arcing downed wires outside of the house, like maybe 2 years ago. It just went down, and suddenly huge amounts of light.
Jamie says 83 degrees and 97% humidity here in North Kakalaki at 9 p.m. Hotter than a jalapeno's armpit. Oh. That's why we're not in the tiki room tonight, because
we're
it's
growing
hot out there.
jalapenos right now. They're cool as a cucumber. They're like, oh, we're good. Yeah.
No heat for a day and a half, Eric. Ugh.
Oh.
Ah! Man. All right, this is the Moonquake shake.
Moonquake shake.
Let's see.
This is a very simple thing, and I think very good.
Yep, that's good.
Might add some bitters to that.
People, no, well, do you, but I think it's really good.
I'm going to try the toasted almond because I want to add that note to it to see what happens. 2 dash.
I'm trying to remember what this is from. Like, I keep wanting to say, it's delicious, but I keep forgetting what that's from. It's delicious.
Kind of nice. Like these glasses a lot. We got these last Christmas from my sister, who found them, I believe,
at a thrift store.
Thrift store.
Yep.
I think we have 4 of them, and they're really cool. They're very sparkly. They're pretty unique. I am very possessive of these because if one of these breaks, now we have 3. Can't replace them.
Don't jinx yourself.
Mm-hmm.
My drink is gone.
Oh.
And I want to be convivial.
What a shame. Not that you want to be convivial, but that your drink is gone.
What do I want?
There are beers. There are things you mix up. There is still tea if you want to have G&T.
There's one more tonic.
Mm-hmm. Feel free. Yeah, I think we're out of ciders. I would definitely go for a cider. Or...
Are we out of cider?
I could be wrong. I could be correct.
I'll check.
Check that out.
I think you're right.
Shall we?
I think you're right. So let's see.
Boy, oh, I'm really relating to that North Kakalaki because we had to find some records for the back of us. You may be appreciating some of these covers. And I was like, oh yeah, this cover, yeah, that one, yeah, etc. Yeah, notice the Mother of Invention freak out in mono. Haha, big fun. And I go up into the attic and it's like heart attack time. I grabbed the digital thermometer later, went up there and said, how the hell hot is it up here? Emphasis on the term hell. And literally, again, the floor, 105 degrees. The ceiling, 122. So average, like 112 maybe. And you're standing there and this going, wow.
It's like the melting runway.
Wow. It's like the melting runway. The runway is made out of asphalt, which is, well, it's the stuff that's left over after you get all the good stuff out of oil. So it's just sludge. The sludge liquefies in this heat. It's black. It absorbs all of that and all of that sun, and it goes nuts. And it's like, that's it. Jeez, I'm waiting for the driveway out there, which is a recent job for us to just start like oozing.
Melting.
Please. Good thing it's full of stone too.
All right. We don't have cider. We have beer,
Mhm.
and we have whiskey lemonade.
Well, if you're interested in the thingy, you
I
order down.
don't. I'm not feeling whiskey lemonade at this moment.
Well, it's up to you what you would like to have
I could do
for
a
another round.
beer.
I can get
or
rid of
I
this.
could
It
do a
offends.
gin and tonic.
Hey, nothing wrong with G&T.
Beer,
We're talking
gin
about
and
heat. We're talking
tonic.
about tall ones. You could do a Tom Collins
I
if you
feel like
like. We got seltzer.
I feel like a gin and tonic is like exactly the same amount of booze as a cocktail, though.
But it will go down slower.
So it's like,
and
who
keep
am
you
I
cool.
kidding if I have a gin and tonic?
It will go down more slowly and keep you cool. There's also
Will
a
it really?
Planter's Punch, which is very good and easy. And we have the dark rum over to my left.
Do we have the seltzer, though?
Yes.
We do. We only have coconut, right?
You sure? I could check
I'm
that
not
out.
positive, but I think so. Hey, bring that tonic over as long as you're checking the fridge. It is too darn hot. Yeah, I know. London, it's like so hot they don't know what to do with themselves, right? Oh, Errol says we love the album covers. When everyone was switching to cassettes, my brother started buying cheap albums. That's like Paul. Because he realized they would eventually come back. I know the ones that they're releasing now are so expensive. I mean, maybe that's just because I'm old, but they're expensive compared to what we would pay back in the day. We did get a new record, though. Hey, Paul, you want to bring over our new record? We've gotten a few recently, a few albums, vinyls, the vinyls, like the kids say. I guess we didn't have whatever you were looking for.
We have seltzer and it's coconut, if that's a problem.
No, I don't want coconut. I don't want a Planter's Punch with coconut seltzer. That sounds disgusting.
Then don't have it.
Oh, Eric says, I love the Surfer Jets video about their favorite records. I got to watch that. Okay, I haven't seen that.
Well, of course. Oh, geez, yeah.
Oh.
All right. Surfer Jets actually have a...
We love Surfer Jets.
They're on, not Rumbart, they are on High Tide Records.
Yep.
They have a 45 out, which I believe is pink vinyl, and they have an LP out, which might also be pink vinyl. I forget. It is definitely color vinyl because, duh. And I've heard selections from the album, and they're really cool. And I got to say, so I actually will shoot live music video whenever I have a chance, and I put it up on the YouTube channel, Captain Quad. Look for him. There's a lot of other Captain Quads out there. They're bogus. Look for me. When it's music, you found the right place.
You should change your name to like The Real Captain Quad.
The Real Captain Quad, yo. And you will find a lot of great music that I happen to like and that you might like too. Mostly surf, because that's these things that we
Lisa's wanting to know if you can make an old Manhattan or tell us how to do so. Do you mean like the Manhattan cocktail? Just like a Manhattan?
Manhattan?
We can do that.
We can make a Manhattan.
We can make a Manhattan.
Just clarify, and we'll make that happen because that's appropriate.
We'll make that Manhattan
any time of the year.
Happen.
Make the Manhattan happen.
We'll make that Manhattan.
So new vinyl. I do not use the term vinyls because it's idiotic. They're LPs. There's a perfectly good term, folks. Albums.
Idiot tourist went off the legal trail and fell into Mount Vesuvius. Oops. Rescued before he fell all the way. Don't.
Whoop.
Stay on the trail, people.
Stay on the trail, fool.
Oh, the Madman cocktail. Okay, so that's going to be a Manhattan.
Yep.
Oh, Tangerine Dream Tracks. They can see the Surfer Jets do a cover up. Yeah, that would be fun.
Cool. Anyway, the whole point about the Captain Quad channel is that I have a track from the Surfer Jets because I recorded a few tracks from them at the Asbury Park Surf Music Fest 2018 when we were at the host hotel. I was literally standing on an apple box above people, and you can see people like using their phones to film and everything. I got them doing I Had Too Much to Dream last night, the classic 60s tune from the Electric Prunes, and they do a great version of this. And I thought, well, it's a good version. It's cool. What I would put up there. This is literally my best YouTube video ever. It is way above the rest. You can guess how many hits it has. I average about 75 views on these things. Some of them are much lower. And this thing has, at last count, about 16,000 views. So all I can say is, if you want to get views on YouTube, get some pretty gals, because that
Who
will
can
get it
actually
happen.
play music?
Who can play music, because they do. Yeah,
They're talented.
they actually
Like,
play. They really do. So
Michael says, I was stationed in Central Texas. Used to have to wait 10 minutes after opening the car door until it was safe enough to touch the steering wheel. That is insane.
damn. So new vinyl we have is Johnny Aloha Lollapalooza. Was released on LP for the first time this year. Actually, it was released last year, but they finally got the thing into production. Gatefold cover with all sorts of notes inside. Isn't that fun? I gotta love that kind of stuff. And and on the back, like here's the usual track listings and stuff. This is Coverage Records, which actually finds stuff that has never been on LP and puts it there.
Shag cover, by the way.
Shag cover, you saw it.
For you Shag
There it
fans
is.
out there.
There's some stuff in here. There's a
little poster.
There's a poster going on. Hello, big fun. The record itself has the sleeve with the lyrics. Don't you love lyric sleeves? All that kind of stuff. This is all very heavy paper. And yeah, it's color vinyl. Duh. Of course it's going to be color vinyl.
Good.
This is very
So
cool.
good.
We had to sort of subscribe to have this produced.
No, we did is what Indiegogo, Kickstarter,
thingy,
whatever it was. We
It
did
cost a few bucks. I
Wasn't
think
that
like this.
Yes, he does cover Rock Lobster. He
This
does.
This is a keepsake. This is permanent.
Yeah.
And this is a lot of fun. Does this sound better than the CD? No, wake up. It's a lot of fun. I put it on the record player. It sounds great. But does it sound worse? Does it sound deficient compared to the digital files? No.
He does Gangster's Paradise. What else is on there?
Oh, there we go. The actual lineup. Vacation. The Goggles, you know that. California Girls. Paradise City. Hello. Gangsta's Paradise. You know who that is. Last Resort. Rock Lobster. Clint Eastwood. Drink to Hawaii. The Thong Song. Oh, that's just hilarious.
The Thong Song is...
The Cisco song. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, colored vinyl, Julie. Yes.
Cruel Summer. Bananarama. Pocket Full of Sunshine. Almost Paradise. Summertime. And Island in the Sun by Weezer. Now, this is just a fantastic bunch of covers.
So good.
This is very cool. This is a very
who needs lyrics to Cruel Summer? Michael, you're correct.
I don't know. I don't recognize what's in there. Let's see. Mm-hmm.
We all heard it like...
there are no lyrics. It's just credits.
It's notes. Yeah, it's notes.
It's all
no,
just
it's notes.
That's all it is. Boom, 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 boom.
But I was going to say, we all heard Cruel Summer about
enough
1,000,000 times in the summer of 84, right? No, I think it was 84.
No, later than that.
No, it was 84. Okay, Paul and I have a debate here.
You want to check it out?
I do.
I think I'm right.
Cruel Summer. Hold on. I guess I got to put Bananarama.
You could check Discogs because that would actually tell you release date. I think.
Hold on.
I could be very wrong too.
Released 1983.
I'm out.
No, because I remember driving around that whole summer of 84. It was like the only song on the radio.
They could possibly be played.
Oh, wait. Also, like Amish Paradise.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Who doesn't? Yeah. Who doesn't? I love this album so much.
No, that's pretty hilarious.
Oh, Julie says it was a great day when opening an album. You realized it was colored vinyl. Yes. Yes.
Color vinyl. You know what's also fun? Is vinyl that appears to be black, but when you hold it up to light, you realize it's a color. I was taking a look. We were just playing the album Talk Show by the aforementioned Go-Go's.
Yes.
Released an IRS and A&M label. I decided to take a look at this record carefully and hold it up to the sunlight, and I realized it's basically pale violet. but you have to put a lot of light through it to realize that that's the color of the vinyl. Wow.
Interesting.
There was a period where
never
there was this sort of
realized that.
translucent vinyl that was actually better vinyl in the 80s. These days, it's all like if it's black, it's completely black. And somebody thinks that that's a brilliant idea. I like the translucent. I love the colors. The colors are cool.
Well,
Our single is colored, of course. You know our single?
pink.
Shall I promo it? Of course.
Pink. No, it's not Christmas.
I'm drinking Christmas in July. You either own this or you would like to own this. Our single is Us in Glendora.
Eric says there's Christian Marclay's record without a cover.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that. I've seen Christian Marclay play live. He's a lot of fun.
What are you doing?
And, of course, it has a download code and
Don't get your face grease on our record.
pink vinyl. Because if you don't know what this is, send us a message.
It's a Christmas record.
We'll be there soon enough. It's July, August, September, October, November, December. 5 months. You're going to be there.
Although I am going to redo our store without our webmaster because he's like hijacking us for money. So I'm just going to go do it without him.
Spent a lot of money to make a new website a few years ago. And you know what? Why bother?
Guess who still has the White Album on white vinyl?
Hello.
Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
I am not going to one-up you right now by saying that guess who has that on open reel tape. I won't say that. White vinyl is
It's
cool.
not the
That was
same.
done in the early 80s, as I recall. I think it was a UK pressing that did that on white vinyl. A lot of fun.
It's not the same.
There was also, in that period, the EMI re-released that in mono on vinyl. Oh, boy. We're getting pretty geeky with the records here, folks.
Face grace. Lisa says I get grace on everything I touch.
The things you have to put up with. Hey, you still don't have a thing.
Like touching it, going like, ew, my face. I'm like, don't do that. All right, don't shake it up.
I'm not shaking up. I'm putting it in your face.
All right,
so
I
you're
guess I'm
thinking about
having
using
a
it.
gin and tonic.
It's up to you. You get
I need a glass. I need a tumbler. If you wouldn't mind.
Don't mind at all.
Thank you.
Of course.
All right, I'm gonna have a gin and tonic because
you don't have to. You can have a beer. It's up to you. No one is forcing anybody to do anything.
I know.
This show is
don't
about
feel forced.
what do you need? Was there a request for a Manhattan?
There was. Oh, are you gonna make a Manhattan?
If there's a request for such things,
I'll make a gin and tonic.
these things
You make a
could
Manhattan.
be done. I'm
Grease
okay with
is
that.
the word.
Hey,
Grease is the word. We need more.
the sound
ice,
is the
though.
feeling. Oh yeah, okay. Well, I put as
All
much
right,
ice as we should have needed.
Do we have a 1.5 ounce measure anywhere handy?
As a matter of fact, we do.
Yay! Okay.
That was easy.
All right. So I'm going to do
I kinda like
1.5
that myself.
ounces of gin.
I really enjoy the 1.5 one. We got that, I don't know,
Unless
from
it's
thrift store
450.
years ago. But that's exactly what you need. An ounce you use on a ton of stuff. 1.5 is a shot. That's a pony in a shot. You use that in everything.
There we
If your
go.
drink calls for 2 ounces, you got an ounce measure. 2 of those.
In
Done.
a
Easy.
highball glass with ice. Try to get the cork in here
Don't force the grease.
without embarrassing myself.
Well,
All right.
it's a cruel summer, I got to say. It's very true.
And then I'm going to add I'm not going to measure. A trickle of lemon.
Hey, trickle.
There we go. That's good.
Yeah, usually use a squeeze. If we had sections of lime, that would be perfect.
And then if you wouldn't mind
I don't mind at all.
passing me the bottle opener.
Mhm.
Thank you.
There you go.
I'm going to use this little bottle
Uh-huh.
of Fever Treat.
Tonic water.
I don't want to say the wrong brand, you know.
Oh, yeah, please.
Thank you.
This is the point.
All right. I'd
Mhm.
hate to screw that up.
I'm not slandering any brand. We bought it. It's good product. We like it a
It
lot.
is good. All right.
I like a tonic water that does not have spurious sweeteners. I'm just saying.
All right. And then I will take a straw, if you please. Thank you.
There you go.
All right. Give it a stir. And that is that. Unless the forces with you.
So do we or do we not have a request for a Manhattan cocktail?
Yummy.
I'm just asking. Because it's not necessarily Manhattan weather, but it is my go-to in very specific circumstances, and I will go there. It's not a problem.
Mary says, I shall cease with the grease and leave it at peace.
Please. Please.
Please. Paul says. All right.
Because I could just crack a beer or something, because we're still here talking to you.
Crack a beer.
The evening is yet young, although we may be at the shank of the night. Who knows?
I had to explain that term recently. Shank of the evening.
We have some friends.
Shank.
We have some friends who routinely use the term shank of the evening because their uncle used it. And I think they wondered where it came from. We finally realized where it came from.
Odd Couple.
No, it comes from it comes from a
was the
song.
Odd Couple.
It comes from a song. In the shank of the night.
No, I thought it was from the Odd Couple.
Tell
honestly.
them I'll be there. Yeah. There's a song that has that as a
I thought it
lyric.
was the Odd Couple. So it's the shank of the evening.
They're pulling it from that.
Okay, but it is in the Odd Couple.
Yes, it is.
Yes, okay.
You mean the movie?
Yes.
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 Shank of the evening. All right. Once again, last call. Manhattan or no? I don't delve into a 2-ounce 80 proof drink at this hour lightly. But I'll do it for you. I will do it for you.
You could always make it and then
I like them a lot, so I will do it for you.
Store it. Yes, do a Manhattan.
All right.
You got a yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Got a yes. There we go.
All right.
If this evening ends up terribly, I know who to blame. Thank you.
From the movie Compulsion.
The shank of the night?
Oh.
Interesting.
All right. So I think this term was more in currency than.
I have assumed that the songwriters who wrote Tell 'Em I'll Be There were not pulling that out of the
You will
hat.
sleep peacefully until you wake up in the middle of the night.
I will wake up at 3 a.m. as I do always. Anyway, let's actually make a Manhattan, shall we?
I do too. 3 a.m. has kind of become when I do the spelling bee puzzle because.
You do it well at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
We will need a suitable vessel. Yeah, that looks like it.
That's a large and in charge Manhattan.
I'm not making a large and in charge, and I'm not making a Ray Hatton.
It's a large and in charge glass.
Much better. Get this cold.
Dream of electric sheep.
Well, androids dream of electric sheep, just saying.
You all set?
We don't go about this lightly. This is a Manhattan. We're not talking a Des Moines cocktail. We're not talking a Bismarck cocktail. This is not one of these it's sort of a regional city around the country that has a little drink that they make. This is Manhattan, baby. This is like downtown. This is like financial district.
Michael,
this is like we're making deals.
Michael says if I'm having a steak, then I'm having a Manhattan. Amen.
Damn Skippy.
Amen.
We happen to eat at a certain steakhouse up in New Hampshire, and that frequently is underwritten by a viewer of this show, and I appreciate that highly. She enjoys a bit of both. I do too. I happen to enjoy a New York strip. Medium rare, thank you. Now you know how I like my steak. If I'm having a steak, then I'm definitely going to have a Manhattan because the brown goods and the beef go together. So what do I do for a Manhattan at home?
Jamie says Shank of the Evening actually came up on NPR's Away with Words broadcast a few weeks ago. Coinky dink? I think not.
There's a whole thing going on here.
Yes. It sounds like it was in currency.
What's with the Shank of the night?
Day. Yeah.
What's with the Shank of the night?
Yes.
Right. I will need a mixing vessel. Let's go.
Do electric sheep dreaming video. They must. They must.
Oh, electric sheep dreaming in video.
All right.
Electric sheep.
Manhattan.
My shoes.
I gotta add this one.
You're correct. We need more ice. I'll be right back.
There's no more in this fridge?
Nope.
Man, go through a lot of ice on this show.
You don't say. It's hot out there.
It's hot out there. I like the way you said that. It's hot out there.
Hot out there.
Hot out there. All right, it is hot out there. I gotta make room for his Manhattan on the old cocktail document, because we have to document these things because, you know, it's a historic occasion. All right, Paul. Spoiler alert: Paul makes the Manhattan a little differently than others might. So we'll have Paul's Manhattan. All right. I'm ready for you. Let's get more ice. I'm large, so I think in charge. Paul, we say large and in charge all the time. No, folks around here know the real power rests with Lisa. I love that. Well, you know who killed the radio star? So they became podcasters. Oh, jeez. Okay. Got more ice? All set?
Got more ice?
You good? You ready? You psyched?
I think I left my shaker over there. Yeah.
He's not psyched. Get psyched, Paulibus.
So.
All right. Are you psyched now?
I'm psyched.
All right, good.
Get some ice in here, folks. You get a drink cold by putting a lot of ice in it. That sounds so obvious.
I was going to say that. Thanks for the hot tip, Captain Obvious.
But some bars don't do that for you.
I'm going to call it Paul's Manhattan.
We've made this on the show before, but if you haven't seen it in a while, hey, it always bears repeating. A lot of other producers out there will just repeat themselves ad infinitum. Why can't I? I need
We're not going to mention
bourbon.
any names.
Nope. Need some bourbon. The original Manhattan was made with rye. That is beyond discussion. But
because we ran out of rye last night.
I'm using bourbon.
Uh-oh.
2 ounces.
Wow, we almost ran out of bourbon too.
2 ounces, perfect pour. Jeez, I think we kind of killed it. There we go.
What?
This is a drink you make with a
Ooh,
2 ounce base.
Paul's Perfect Manhattan, I'm going to call it.
And a ½ ounce of the vermouth. Now,
Okay.
I happen to like a perfect Manhattan, and 2 to 1/2 is where you want to be. So
you're going to do a 1/4 ounce of each, right?
Yep. 1/4 ounce of the dry. We're using vermouth Lustau. 1/4 ounce of the sweet. We're happen to be using Antica Carpano.
The good
That's
news
a very good place to be.
for you, vermouth snobs, is that there are a number of people out there who are
Aping the Carpano.
aping the Carpano Antica, and it's a lot cheaper. So, but it's still delicious.
Not cheap. Very good. The vermouth is cold because it's kept in the fridge, of course.
Harold says, you told Captain Obvious is Paul stealing my title.
Oh, no.
I'm Lawrence of Euphoria.
Ah, I would never step on your toes,
What was the
my friend.
80s movie where a computer had wine spilled on it and fell in love? Bud Cort did the voice of the computer. Who was...
What? Oh, wow.
I feel like we know the Bud Cort and I don't know
Pretty
that
well.
one. Oh, man. What was that?
Interesting.
What was that? Okay, we got to figure this one out.
Gotta figure this one out. So,
All right, so you got the vermouth and vermouth.
there's not much else in Manhattan. I've got the booze and the vermouth. What else could possibly be in there? The bitters. That's what makes it a cocktail, and this is what makes this a Manhattan.
What do you need?
Could you retrieve for me, please, the Abbott's bitters?
The ones we made?
Yep.
Oh, boy. That's going to be a challenge.
It's over there to your left
wait.
in a...
There we go.
There you
All
go.
right. It wasn't that bad.
It was not that bad.
Not that much of a challenge.
The original used Abbott's bitters. We made these
Okay.
because they're off the market for like 70 years. You want this? You make the bitters. You can't get them
Oh,
otherwise.
Wow, I see. He opened that and I smell it.
Smell it. It's
Wow.
different, isn't it? That's why I
That
made
just
this.
smells like an old school bar.
Yeah,
How many
lot.
dashes did you use?
3 dashes. Let's make this real, folks.
How do you spell Abbott's?
ABBOTS.
Just one T?
Yeah.
Because it looks wrong.
Okay.
We gotta give her. All right, you know what, patrons? We gotta get you a recipe for Abbott's bitters, but it's probably not going to be tomorrow. But
If you want to make them
ASAP,
yourself,
we'll get it ASAP.
if you want to make them yourself, I do have this information. I credited this off the net a while back. Somebody found an
Off the
ancient
internets.
bottle of Abbott's and put it through the gas chromatograph and found out what was in there.
No
and,
joke.
and
they
said,
really
you know
did.
what? There's no way that those proportions make any sense. So it was adjusted to account for the fact that chemicals deteriorate at different rates. And they said, this makes sense. And they said, this actually makes a very good bottle of Abbott's. And I tried this and it's awesome. And these are over 10 years old now and they're still aging well. So here we go. What you do with this is you shake it until it's cold.
Oh, do it, Jamie. It's so good. Jamie says I'm stealing that and claiming it as my own. Yes, they call it a perfect Manhattan. And then when you go to a bar and order a perfect Manhattan, they're like, what?
It's called Perfect Manhattan. That's a very old school title. Both kinds of both.
Yes.
That's it. That's it. And this should
People
not
are
be,
so
you know, you
confused.
can make a Manhattan the way you like it. You want it really dry. It's like a tiny bit of vermouth. Yeah, that's going to be really hard to make perfect. But if you have 2 ounces to half an ounce, that's not that hard. I could use a cherry. Yes. What's going on?
Hold on.
Huh?
Michael, it's
giving you all sorts of grief. Oh.
Michael, it's I don't know. YouTube is moderating one of your comments and I can't.
Well, actually, message retracted. Maybe he did that himself.
Oh, okay. If you did that yourself, then it's all
fine.
good. All right. All right.
I could use a cherry because that's
Couldn't
what goes
we
on.
all?
And something to spear the cherry. Thank you.
The old cherries.
Ye old cherries. Yeah, we happen to have the old cherries. Yeah. So here we go.
Wow. Almost gone.
They're getting low. Good thing we had a new jar that you made recently.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And you would like this, I imagine.
You don't say. Getting hard to spear these. I got the cherry.
Almost out of cherries.
I need something to spear it with.
Right back here.
Oh, that'll do. Here we go.
Gotta have a cherry. Manhattan has to have a cherry.
Manhattan demands a cherry. Simple facts of life. Okay.
Are there any more cherries in here? Or is it strictly?
I have no idea. We may be down to
it
nothing.
Might strictly be cherry bourbon.
Cherry bourbon, which would be kind of great.
I gotta get the lid back on it. It's not seating. Oh, it's so sticky.
Put it on a side. We could clean it up and make it happen.
I got it. All right.
I tell you.
You might be out
cocktail
of
glass.
Cherries, actually.
Cherry. From that jar. She made a new jar.
I did make a new jar.
So there.
Putting it aside.
And strain into a cocktail glass.
Wow, it's so splashy. Smells good. Now I want one too.
No, that's a Manhattan, folks. That's why I like them. That's why I make them. That's why I like them.
Paul said gas chromatograph. Yeah, baby. Now we're talking.
I like to whip out terms in conversation that you don't ordinarily hear. When's the last time you heard the term chromatograph in a conversation? This is insane. Nobody needs to use this.
It's been like at least 2 hours since I've heard that.
Yeah, you know, sometimes there's other. But do you want to find what's inside something chemically? You use gas chromatography, and like the lines, figure out where things are, and you can tell what's what. Oh, that's clove. Oh, that's vanilla. What was in Abbott's Bitters originally was tonka beans. Tonka beans are a cheap vanilla substitute, which are actually in large quantities poisonous. So we don't use that. We actually use a different vanilla flavor. You know what we use? Vanilla. Because we get it relatively cheaply.
Wait. Oh my gosh. Wait. Say that word? Eric, I'm trying to say it.
Absquatulate.
Absquatulate? What does that mean?
No, that's in Manhattan. I don't usually have these at 9:45.
You sound like the Dos Equis guy.
Yeah.
I don't usually have.
I don't usually have a Manhattan at
10
9:45 p.m.
But when I do, it's a perfect Manhattan.
I will have a perfect Manhattan. Why wouldn't I? I like it that way. It's a little sweet, it's a little dry. It works.
I'm gonna have another sip.
I happen to like a dry Manhattan a lot. I will never balk at a sweet Manhattan made properly.
Good.
But when I make it myself, I make it this way. It's not that hard.
That's good.
It sounds very particular. Really? I know. I use very particular bitters I made myself. You can too.
It's
Abbott's?
delicious.
There are Abbott's on the market
What the hell is
right
that
now.
from?
Yeah. I don't know. Can't tell you.
I'm trying to think of what I'm quoting. It's like, it's delicious.
Sounds like something I'm not going to name right now.
Now I know.
But anyway.
It's something stupid.
This is a great thing. Usually I start the evening with this. If you're in a steakhouse, you're like, I'll have a Manhattan. Just start with. Your order gets placed. You get your salad, blah, blah, blah. Eventually you get your steak. And then you're like, oh, I'd like a beer. You move on.
Man, now I want someone to serve me food.
You served us food earlier, and it was very good.
I said it. We haven't been out to eat in a long time.
We got some food sitting on the top of the stove, by the way.
We do?
Yes, we do. Ha-ha.
From next door?
My neighbor has been barbecuing for the past several hours over charcoal. I got to say, I really appreciate this man. This is why we bring him and his family drinks. The adults, that is. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, seriously.
They're
That's
the sweetest people. They really are. And they brought us food.
Mm-hmm. Oh, toxicology. Fluoride analyzer. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Wait.
Yep. That's good stuff. Well, toxicology is one of those things. Like, what is
I'm just reading about toxicology here.
What is the level of? You know, there are certain tests that they give. I believe there's the LD50, which all of you animal rights people are going to balk at. It's a way to determine what is going to kill you, or like enough of you. And
what?
You need to know these things if you're talking about substances that may be questionable. There are a lot of substances that may be questionable out there. And tonka beans are one of those. So the simple fact that they were used in 19th century bitters is not a good reason to use them now, especially since good vanilla, actual vanilla beans, are not obscenely priced. They come from Mexico. They will cost you a little more. Whatever. I used extract from Mexico that was very good.
All right, I'm about
to
slightly change the subject, but did you all see the news item today about the murder that was 48 years old that was just solved via DNA?
DNA. Speaking of your spectrometry,
that's amazing. Mm-hmm. That is amazing.
If you can determine who was supposed to have been there at the time because of the code.
No, they arrested the guy. He's like, it's been like 48 years and they arrested him.
Was he surprised?
I imagine he probably was.
He's probably saying, I'm innocent, I'm innocent. Oh, really?
Well, your DNA says otherwise. So.
Would you like to explain that, sir?
Yeah.
You got to love when you grab
Paul's Perfect Potable. Yes, Paul's Perfect Potable.
Well, you're a bourbon fan. This is bourbon. And Jamie, you would like this. The simple fact is,
I like it.
If you like a Manhattan to start with, I know it's all booze. There's nothing to actually ameliorate this. This is just booze.
You know what?
You got to start the evening.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Maybe nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But if you're like, I like that. Okay, fine. Now you can make this with sweet because that was what was being used originally. When you want to talk Manhattan cocktail, 1883, sweet vermouth, 100 proof rye. That's what was in it because that's what they had. Okay. Today, use 80 proof booze and whatever vermouth you want. I happen to like both. I happen to like the antiquated bitters because I'm like that. So what? You could use Angostura and it's a great cocktail. No question. You could use the Fee Brothers old-fashioned bitters. Wow, that's good. The old-fashioned bourbon barrel-aged bitters from Fee Brothers. Oh, yep.
Crap, I just experienced missing time in slow-mo. I've done that.
True, too.
I've done that.
So, look, the perfect Manhattan, I didn't invent that. It's pretty obvious. Any bar should be able to make this for you. But do you want to actually have this made properly in your city?
Well, they could, but they're going to like, if you say, I'll have a perfect Manhattan, they're going to look at you like, what?
Oh, I'll make it well. No, go to go to a hotel. Find the oldest hotel in your town and find the bar. And you find the guy who's been there for 30 years or 50 years and say, I'd like a perfect Manhattan. And the guy will say, would you like that with bourbon or rye?
Exactly.
And
that's what you're looking for.
Correct question.
That is what you're looking for.
And when you say, I like that with rye, he'll say, sure. And he'll probably tell you the rye he's using, and he'll mix it up, and it'll be really good.
Yes, Michael says, I wonder how many perps got nailed because one of their relatives did ancestry DNA. It was an ancestry thing, right?
Hi. Guess what?
Oh, Lisa's mom's enjoying the show. That makes me so happy.
Oh, awesome.
That makes me so happy.
Well, we have a couple of moms here.
Yay.
Our mom is here. Hi.
Jamie says it's all booze. Like, that's a problem? That's really decided to try it with rye and maybe some bullet.
Hey.
God bless.
Hey, you know,
try it with rye. I like a rye Manhattan myself.
Here's the thing. You got to bear in mind what was available to these people when they did it. If you want to know what the Maya were doing with corn in, like, say, 4 AD, you got to figure out what the corn was. And then you can decipher that. And if you want to figure out what's happening in Manhattan Island with booze in the late 19th century, well, suddenly they discovered vermouth and they invented the Manhattan cocktail from the Manhattan Club and probably the martini.
Says, I'll have an individually styled perfect Manhattan. I think we should all ask for that from now on.
The simple fact is, if you were to show up at our little lounge here in person and say, I would like the drink the way I like it, I would say, well, I'll see what I got, and I will make it as close as I can to the way you like it, because you like it the way you like it. That's simple.
No, Lisa says you're all welcome on the Manhattan.
Ah!
Damn it. Here.
Well, thank you, Errol.
You want to trade for a sec?
I don't mind trading for a second. This is dark and heavy because it is fall drink. And here we are in summer having Manhattan.
So good.
This is tall and light because it's got a lot of fizz. I will always go for G&T when it's very hot because it's a lot of fluid. And besides, you won't get malaria. Think about it that way.
Chasing the Manhattan.
Well, plenty of services have been chasing the Manhattan.
Oh, Jamie says there's an unopened bottle of Whistle Pig farm stock rye at the restaurant. Whistle Pig's from Vermont, right? I'm pretty sure it is. Hold on. I'm going to double check that.
I'm thinking to myself where I have seen the label and what it said, and I cannot place the product.
Sure it's from Vermont. Okay, Whistle Pig is a whiskey distillery based in Vermont.
Ultra premium rye.
Sure, in Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
Just another.
Oh, pardon. Nailed that shut.
Nailed that shut.
Just a moment, please.
It's good stuff.
Yep.
We first had Whistle Pig at Tales of the Cocktail in New Orleans. It was good. Oh, Jamie. Michael says my Manhattan must have a little bit of cherry juice from the garnish. Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. The cherry juice. Yeah.
What's cherry?
From the garnish.
What's cherry?
In your Manhattan.
Which cherry is he interested in?
The cherry from the garnish.
Okay.
Paul's confused. Lisa's mom finally admitted she likes Tom Collins. We have a Tom Collins glass. We got to do that sometime. I wasn't prepared to do it tonight because the only soda we have is coconut, which would not be good, but we got to do that soon. I feel like we need to do more of the classic cocktails because they're classics for a reason. But Whistle Pig, that's good stuff. I remember we inherited a bottle of Whistle Pig at Tales of the Cocktail, and
It was a tiny bottle.
Yep.
But it was a specialty bottle. And it was very good.
Yep.
The Whistle Pig.
You got to crack that, Jamie. Crack that bottle.
The duty is yours if you choose to accept it. What was that? Like, if you choose to accept the mission, that kind of thing.
Your mission.
If you choose
Should
to
you
accept it.
choose to accept it?
I just want to see one episode of Mission Impossible where Jim says, "No, that's nuts. We'll never do that. Get the hell out of here." You know? No, they always choose the mission.
Shortest episode of Mission Impossible ever.
4 minutes. They get to the point where he puts the 4-track cartridge into the car and he says, "Forget it," and it blows up. Boom. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. This is a great Manhattan. That's a great G&T. You know, there are
Good stuff.
every supermarket in the country has tonic. It's all actually sweetened up with spurious sweeteners. Ugh. Why?
The Fever Tree is good.
The Fever Tree is actually made with sugar. So I'm okay with that.
Hi, Devin and Jessica.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Well, hello. Good to see you. On a Wednesday night. We've
Yay.
been making a few things, and they're doing very well, thank you. I am on PTO today, and for the foreseeable future, because we're producing our thingy, and we are going to be on stage as of Monday, if everything works out properly.
Don't say that. I stopped thinking about it for a minute. Now I have to knock on wood.
I want to remind people we're making a movie. A movie costs too much.
No.
But we're going to do it.
We were done talking about money.
Well, actually, the people over on Facebook still have a notice that says tips are appreciated, which is true.
About money.
The people on YouTube have no idea that we could use help. This is the thing. Because YouTube hates us and will not actually help us out here. Whereas Facebook says, "Oh, sure, you can put a tip jar in there."
No. We were done talking.
If you'd like to help us out, the tip jar is right there on Facebook.
I'm so glad you guys are here. Yay.
Very glad you could join us. Actually,
Yes.
sponsors on Patreon.
Have been, yes.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. We appreciate our patron sponsors very much because
Oh, Lisa says,
monthly
thanks for
basis.
making the Manhattan, and hello, Devin. Yay.
Bing. This is a great Manhattan. I like this every time I make it. It never grows old. You could have Manhattan at some places where it's like, you say rye, they reach for a bottle of Canadian Club. Yeah, that's a little light.
That's not right.
That's a little light. According to Canada, that's rye. You probably want to go for
Not
some
in the U.S. where that's not
U.S.
right.
product. I'm not going to slam
Yes,
our
that's
folks north
right.
of the border, but their definitions are different. And you want something that's actually made here because, like, New York State rye is made with rye, and it's really kind of grassy. It gives you a little more aggressive flavor. That's what you want in this drink. You can make with bourbon. It's smooth. It's perfectly fine. Choose a good bourbon. Makers, of course. That works great. Be very happy with that. And of course, the sweet and the dry. Choose a good vermouth. There's some really cheap vermouth on the market. There's some really good vermouth on the market. You do not have to spend a fortune on this. And, it'll turn out just fine. Bitters, look, old-fashioned bitters, Angostura is the king of that sort of thing. Fee Brothers has old-fashioned bitters that's very good. They have an old-fashioned barrel-aged bitters, which is really nice.
Yes.
We just scored a bottle of that recently. Really good. That's what you want to use. A couple of drops makes a difference. Make the drink. No bitters. Pour it. Try it. Dash a few drops of bitters in. See what the difference it makes. Suddenly it's a cocktail. So there you go. Well,
I think it might be that time.
well, it's been a couple hours. We've been enjoying your company. We have not had any major disruptions in technology this week. Hello.
Well, you know.
You never know what's going to happen in the next 30 seconds.
Yay for that, but we made it.
We made it through 4 great drinks and a couple of bonus.
Oh, Lisa says she enjoyed her horoscope. Oh, thank you, Lisa.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Excellent.
Glendora's here for you.
Glennie delivers for you. We're just saying.
Glendora delivers every week.
She's not here to rip you off. You have paid for the privilege.
She's here for you. She's here for you, hon.
Simple fact there. End of the night, we might have a Manhattan and a gin and tonic, and maybe it is not that complicated, and maybe it does not need to be. It's good stuff. You drink what you like. You have any questions about these things, please send them our way. If you'd like to support us, it's right there at the lower left. As long as you're on Facebook.
No, it's on YouTube too, but we got that. We got that.
Yep.
Thank you for being here.
Yep.
And we're going to be TBD about next week.
We're going to be
working. Shooting a movie, then we're going to have to. We might have to readjust our time modify next week.
Yeah.
But just please keep your fingers crossed for us that everybody has negative COVID tests and that we actually can shoot our movie. But we will see you next week. In any case, but we will keep you posted. And in the meantime, we will.
In at least a few weeks, but sooner than that, well, we'll see you soon.
Good night.
Thank you.